early, which is pretty crazy. I know, right? Me early? I feel like I have a reputation to keep. Thank you very much. Good afternoon / evening, ladybugs and yellow jackets, wherever you may be out there in the wide world of the internet spider webs. We are here today at the Handmade Home Shopping at Faye Productions, and I am your host, Fairy Princess Lolly, and we will be having a 1-hour show today instead of a 2-hour show because it is Easter, and people because it's Easter. I think that sums it up. So we will have a little bit of a shorter show today. Nevertheless, we do still have a lineup of vendors for you to see for the next hour, the first one of which is here with me today. And so please hit the like and subscribe and share button. There, I've done my obligatory plug for the beginning of the show. And our first vendor today is the Hornie Lady, Danielle. Yes, and I see your little horns. So Danielle, please say hello, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your business. Where are you located, and what is your home fair? The deets. I feel so modern saying that.
Danielle Ackley McPhail, the Hornie Lady Custom Costume Horns. I am primarily in the Northeast region, Sparta Ren Fair, Maryland Fairy Festival, Philadelphia Renaissance Festival, various science fiction conventions, FairyCon.
Yeah, as we know. And so this is where you primarily vend at all of these because that's a lot of shows.
Yeah.
So what is your original home fair?
That would have to be the Maryland Fairy Festival. That was the first fair I did.
I really want to go to. Is the Maryland Fair Festival the same as the Spoutwood Festival?
Nah. Well, that's the PA Fairy Festival.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's Spoutwood. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, the Maryland Fairy Festival, that's Holly, right? Holly Budd. Is she the one who owns that?
I don't know.
Am I mixed? I don't know if I'm mixing up. I think I have that right, but no, I have not made it to. I really wanted to go to Spoutwood, but Spoutwood doesn't happen anymore, didn't they?
No.
Its last one was a couple years ago, which was really sad. And
I would love to go to.
Yeah, I would love to go to the Maryland Fairy Festival, and then Florida also had a fairy festival that I would have loved to go to for obvious reasons. But so you make horns. Can you tell us about your horns? What are they made of, and how do you do this? Let's talk about it. And I'm gonna pull up your shop while we do this so that we can peek at your shop. Well, I guess your Facebook page. I'm gonna pull that up. So yes, go ahead. Back to you.
All of my horns are custom sculpted from polymer clay. So basically Sculpey or Fimo, similar type things as that. And it's the basic horns like you would see at a Ren Fair, except for I have mine on clear elastic, are my primary method of attachment. But I have some unusual ones, like the ones I'm wearing. These
and what
are magnetic
about them?
What?
Okay, wait. Okay, I'm gonna make you big and really quick because I just pulled up. But I want to see. I super want to see those close up. Let me make you big here.
Okay.
And then we'll go back to your shop really fast.
They're magnetic, so you slide that under your hair, and there you go.
That is super. What do they stick to?
It's a little, there's a magnet in the horn, and then there's this little magnet. Wait, there we go. This is just a metal washer, which with the horns, you don't really need it. But I also have ears.
So you put the
metal plate.
Wait, hold those close. Okay, so you put excuse me, I told you I have a super frog in my throat from our event yesterday. So, okay, so you put on the headband with the clear elastic, and then you attach the horns on top of the metal, like the magnetic horns attached to the little washers with the magnets under your hair. So it's all super invisible.
Those are two methods.
That is so cool, because then you can swap them out midday, you know, if you want to do a quick costume change or something like that, or
exactly,
you know,
and then
you start the morning out as a good fairy and you end the day as a bad fairy, you know.
I also have larger ones that are just on headbands.
Oh, those are cool. Okay, hold on. Let's see that. There you are. Now you're big.
And the neat things about these is they're attached with screws, which means that you can swap out the headbands. We have custom leather headbands that they can be attached to. They also fit through the vent holes in ball caps. And for those that cosplay, you can, using the metal washer that the netic horns go on, you could actually attach the horns directly to a wig.
That is super cool and really versatile. I've never seen horns like that. I will confess. Your ingenuity is awesome with doing this. Yes, and so so right now I'm kind of scrolling through your Facebook page, and this is where people can go to purchase horns from you. Is onto it is the Hornie Lady custom costume horns. I feel like I'm reading. I feel like I'm reading custom costume. Dr. Seuss. It's HORNIE, like horny, and little play on words there. And
if you're going to do it, own it.
I agree. Right, go big or go home. Ooh, look at these, and these are kind of the ones I think now I'm scrolling through, seeing the headbands.
Those are the leather headbands.
Yeah, that looks super cool.
And we also have, some of them are augmented. We have piercings and bells and metal tipped on some of them. So and they're all custom. So I don't really have like a list of inventory on the website. People contact me by direct message and they tell me what they're looking for. And I take photographs of what I have in stock at the time, or I can take a custom commission. I do a lot of media reproductions, or just like people may come up with a costume cosplay of their own that has a specific style horn.
And so what is the price range that you would say for the, I mean, low to high or whatever?
Well, my low is $1. My low is $1.
Low is $1. Your high is.
And my high is currently $65. That could be different if it's a custom order, depending on what the customization is. I've done horns and tails. I've done horns with halos. Different
like a halo
styles.
going all the way across, like wide, like between the two horns?
Perched on the horns.
Was it crooked a little?
Well, the horns kind of give it stability, so it stayed straight.
Now, you have been on the show before, and I think last time you did the magic word, and you're doing the magic word again this time, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. So today, the magic word is, probably shockingly to nobody, excellent. Yes. So the way the magic word works, for those of you who are new and watching from home, is that if you order horns from the Hornie Lady custom costume horns within the next week, and you mention the word excellent in the checkout or your chat, in the comments section, like your checkout comments, you just put that word, then you will get a surprise bonus little gift that comes with your purchase for the next week. So until next week when we have a new magic word. So, and you can see that they're going in the low bar. And also her link should be in the descriptor as well on Facebook and also on YouTube. So we are at 4:12. Oh dear, we've run over a couple of minutes. Well, we started like a minute late, so that's okay, but pretty much exactly on time. So thank you so much for joining us again, Danielle, and sharing. These are like the most ingenious horns ever. They're really cool. So
thank you.
All right, I see our next vendor in the wings. So I shall bid you good evening. Happy Sunday. I know, go relax for the rest of your day, right?
Sunday, not Saturday.
Oh, Sunday is the day I like to relax.
Bye.
Goodbye. Okay, and so I see our next vendor in the wings, and I am going to bring them in right now.
Hello.
All new. Hi, here you are. Wow, look at that setup is awesome looking.
Yeah, I've got my collection of bone weapons behind me here. I don't know if you can see all the stuff.
Okay, hold on. I'm making you big because those are amazing.
There we go.
And I want to see.
I got away.
Whoa.
Yeah. And my Christmas tree is still up.
Hey, I love to leave my Christmas tree up extra long too. And sometimes I just leave it up and I'm like, oh, well, it's closer to Valentine's Day. Maybe I should just take off my Christmas ornaments and put on like heart ornaments.
Sure. Yeah. I'm just lazy.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, that definitely plays into mine as well. But also my tree is an enormous 6-foot, very pink. It's pink like this. You can't see me, can you? It's pink. It's pink like my happy drum pink. And so it makes me super thrilled. And I have a special spotlight up in the corner. And when I turn off all the regular lights and turn on the spotlight, it rotates and makes it look like it's snowing on the tree. So it's probably shocking to nobody. Anyway, so please, you're all new here. This is your first time, and you got in last minute. I'm so excited to have you. Please, introduce yourself to the audience and tell us what your business is and where you're from, roughly, like home fair, home fair or events.
So I am Cass Manier. I am the owner and crafter at Moody Artisan. You can see here, my mother came up with the name because I'm moody all the time and I make things. And so it stuck. And I make jewelry. I make rings and necklaces and rune stones out of deer antler shed. So it's no kill, anything like that. It's all found deer antler just on the ground that's been shed. And so I craft my rings out of that. I don't know if you can see them too well. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Oh, yes. If you hold them close and then pause so the camera has a second to focus on it. I could have swore that I had. Is this you? Oh, yeah, that's you.
My Facebook has the best pictures, if you have that.
I have your Etsy store, and I probably have your Facebook in my file really quick. If you give me a second, I can pull it up. I prefer to look at the Etsy store because if I'm on the Facebooks and somebody sends me a message, then it pops up, and there's nothing I can do to stop that, and then Facebook it's weird. And
a lot of my custom order stuff that doesn't go through Etsy, so it has some of the cooler things. If you want to look at that.
Yes, I'm pulling up the Facebook also, and so let's share your Etsy first, and we can take a look at that. Now, so what got you into doing? Because I love these rings. I actually took a peek at your Etsy before going live, and I was like, oh my god, look at these antler rings! So I love that.
What kind of got me into it? I'll show you. Here's some of my first creations. It's actually the rune stones. I'll pick a couple of them up. A friend of mine, an old friend of mine, is allergic to metal, and they are also into Norse mythology and practice runestones and things like that. And so I made them a set of runestones out of deer antler. Their favorite animal is a deer, and I wanted to start making jewelry for them. Also, they were an important person to me, and so I started making jewelry out of antler. Because they had a metal allergy, and so they couldn't wear rings or necklaces or anything like that. So that kind of got me started in doing all of this, and then it grew into something that I enjoy doing a lot more, and kind of boomed, and I went into my workshop one day and was like, I'm just gonna crank out a bunch of stuff. I made like 10 rings and a bunch of sets of runes and a bunch of necklaces and things. And so yeah, and I just enjoyed it. Now my rings are a little bit different. I know a lot of people make deer antler jewelry and rings and things like that, but mine are a little bit unique, a little bit more obscure in that I don't take anything away from the top layer of the antler. And so they're not perfectly like round, not perfectly smooth. They have character. Like the one in the middle there doesn't have a stone. I have them right here.
This one right here that's all got all the little
antler. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was kind of cool.
You have that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I thought he was kind of cool and kind of funky looking, and so I cut him out and turned him into a ring, but I didn't feel like he needed a stone. I didn't want to take anything away from the character of the antler itself, because that's what I'm making the ring out of, and I think you should be able to look at that and be like, oh, that's antler, or that looks like bone or something. It's obviously not metal. Whereas a lot of rings that I've seen have kind of smoothed it out, made them perfectly round, and kind of gotten rid of a lot of the character of the antler. I also have Gemsbach, which are the black darker horn rings. And Gemsbach is a big horned animal from Africa.
Oh, I didn't even know what that word was you were saying. I was about to ask you. You're talking about this one right here that I'm.
Yeah.
Gemsbach. What is a Gemsbach?
Gemsbach. It's I don't think it's the largest, but it's one of the largest horned animals in Africa.
Wow. What's it look like? Like a
no, it's got very, very long, like 3 to 4 foot long spiraled black horns, and it's kind of like it's not exactly the same shape as a deer. If a deer had really huge like pecs and it was really muscular, then it'd kind of look more like the Gemsbach.
Really huge pecs.
Yeah, it's a really buff deer with big spirally horns. And they're fairly straight. They don't break off like an antler does. They're pretty straight.
So can I ask you a quick question? Oh gosh, it's already 4:20. Wow, that went super fast.
Wow.
I'm not gonna move on just yet.
Okay.
Well, we normally go till 6 o'clock, and so I'm kind of a little more relaxed about today because we're not actually scheduled to go till 6 o'clock. A shorter show because of the holiday. So I'm okay with going over a couple minutes. But so your store says it's Viking inspired deer antler jewelry and rune stone stuff, and I'm gonna pull up your Facebook actually really quick as well. But I'm curious, so you say Viking inspired, and now does this mean that the whole Norse pagan mythology is kind of your thing, or is that just how has that worked into what you do? So
it is kind of my thing. I do rune readings and things like that. Viking inspired, I kind of more meant for like the rings and the necklaces. Like Vikings did have some metal rings, but I'm more talking about like rustic kind of jewelry when I say Viking inspired. But I do also read rune stones.
Gotcha. And so I have a question about the sizing of these. How do you size these rings? Do you get the size from the person? And if so, how do you do it? Or do they just come in the size that they are? And elaborate on that a little bit.
So I kind of work with the antler, and antler is very tough. However, if it's thin, it's very brittle. So you kind of have to get it just right for that. And you can go to all the best stuff is in the Instagram photos. So I will sand out the interior.
I don't have a link to that. I'm sorry.
Oh no!
I only have your Facebook. I didn't get your Instagram. I'm sorry.
In the photos tab, I have an Instagram. Sorry, I didn't say that right. I have a Instagram photos file, whatever it's called.
Tab at the top here.
Tab.
Let's see if I can find it.
on the
I
left
see posts, reviews, videos, photos.
Yep.
Okay,
And then
we'll look there.
there should be yeah. So I sand in the interior of the horn to try and get it to be kind of a perfect round shape, almost. Not a lot of them are perfectly circular, but I also have a ring sizer that I put them in to see what size they generally are, and they fit differently going both directions because they're not perfectly round. And so you can kind of wear them on different fingers if you want to wear it in like on the opposite direction one day, or on a smaller finger, it might fit a little bit smaller, a little bit snug, going the opposite direction. So it's kind of
if you've been at fair and you haven't been hydrating,
yeah, exactly.
You might have to switch a finger.
Yeah,
these are really, really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, my home festival is the Kansas City Renaissance Festival. I've also been. There's a custom necklace I did for a friend of mine. It's based on what the name escapes me. A goddess of the hunt.
Artemis.
Artemis. Yep, thank you. That's what it was. Artemis. It's got tiger's eye in a circle, and they represent the phases of the moon, and I did a little deer carving in the middle there that I thought was fun. But yeah, my home festival is Kansas City. I do Texas and Oklahoma as well, and Central Missouri.
Ooh, so you have a little bit of an array there that you go to. So if people are to order from you, they can order from your Etsy, or they can contact you on Facebook if they kind of want to discuss something more. I mean, you can also do that on Etsy, but Facebook is probably faster for those purposes.
A lot easier, yeah.
And then I also understand that you are doing the magic word today as well.
I am doing the magic word. Yes.
Yay! So the magic word is excellent, for obvious reasons.
Sorry.
Yes. No, go ahead.
I was also going to do a quick shout out, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
So my mother is also a crafter. She does Rencycle Designs. Let's see if this will it focus. Focus. Rencycle Designs. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of bright. There we go. That looks good, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Rencycle Designs. She does flower crowns. I don't know if you can kind of see them in the background, but she does flower crowns, costumes.
Your mother is after my heart.
Yeah. She does. Here's a couple more. I can even put one on. And she did my Viking outfit that I'm wearing right now. And she does hats and pants and everything. Hats. Anything you could ever ask for.
You look fabulous.
Thank you.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm like, I'm going to have to check out your mom's stuff for sure. And I think I know a couple of people that might have to check out those rings as well. So, yes, so the word is excellent. And for those of you who are new watching, what that means is if you shop with for the next week with Moody Artisan and order from them, just mention the word excellent to let them know that you saw them here, and that's the magic word, and you will receive a small bonus gift with your purchase.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and I'm going to go ahead and bring our next artist in. So, yes, have a good afternoon, and say hello to your mother.
I will.
Okay. So, our next artist here, let's see. I believe designs by Brenda, and I see Brenda in my wings. There you are. Hello.
Hey.
I'm going to change up my banners really fast. I am doing well. Do I not have a banner for you? What? How do I not have this? I'm a bad me. Let's see. I normally put like a hello, and this isn't you. I somehow got you mixed up, and I don't have a banner for you, and now I feel like a big jerk. I will do this. There. That way people know who you are. But so welcome to the show. Please feel free to introduce yourself to the audience and to tell them what you do and where you're from.
Thank you very much. I am.
Are you there? We can hear you.
The San Gabriel Valley in California. My home fair is the SoCal Renaissance Pleasure Festival and fair, and it is. This was actually going to be my very first time vending there, so this year didn't work out. But I also vend at Scottish festivals and Irish festivals, Celtic festivals.
Are you, sorry, can I pause you for just a minute? You're super, super quiet on my end. Are you far away from your mic? Can you turn your mic up a little bit? Like, do you have it looks like you have a headset. Do you have a control for that to turn it up just a little bit?
Yes. There we go. It's up as high as it can go. Is that better?
A teeny bit.
Let's see. How about that? That's the size that can go on both of my controls. So.
Okay. Well, I can hear you a little bit better. I could almost not hear you at all before, so I think let's just go with that. We're gonna run with the ball. Just make sure to project. Uh-oh. Have I lost her? No. Yes, I thank you guys for pointing that out. It was quiet on my end too, and so now that it always helps to have somebody say that as well. So hi, welcome back. Ooh, I love your necklace, by the way. I see you. I see your image. you're kind of frozen, but that's.
This is something that I made. This is an ammonite fossil of an ammonite, and oh, good. I can't see you.
Oh dear. Seems like we're having connection problems. I am actually going to hide this for a second, and I'm just going to go ahead and share because I have her site pulled. Let's see. Let's take a look. Wow, because I believe there's some kind of connection issue. I'm not sure. It seems like we have some popping in and out here. So I want to pull up the website, and that will help us. There we go. Yeah, we are. We're having some kind of crazy connectivity issue because you're super.
If you actually go to my
Here we are. Let's see. Let's just take a look at some of this. I want to be talking with you, but I am not convinced that the words I'm saying are coming through in a consistent fashion. So I am going to take a look at Brenda's work with you guys here because that is, I would like to still give her time and space. Let's see. Back over here. Here we are. So these are pretty. These are earrings.
Now.
Oh.
Yes, these are.
They're beautiful. Sterling earrings.
and I'm wearing them. They have a lovely movement to them, and they're my favorite go-to pair of earrings. I wear them all the
What just happened?
time. I do a lot of sterling silver chainmail, and I actually brought have some other pieces here to show you. This is sterling silver chainmail with crystal beads on every single link.
Okay, 1 second. I'm going to make you big. Hold it as close to the camera as you can, and then just hold it very still so the camera has time to focus on what you're holding up. Most cameras need a second to, there we go. Oh, golly. That's beautiful. So I was taking a look at some of the things that are here in your shop, and phooey, once again, let's see. And I don't know, it seems like you're in and out, but if you hear me ask this question, I'm super curious, what is the amount of time that it takes to do something like this bracelet or this awesome necklace that's here? How much time investment goes into these? This is really pretty. Like, it's all sparkly and silvery.
Hours and hours. They're very time consuming. They take hours, and that's why they tend to be on the chainmail is some of my more expensive pieces because of the amount of time that it takes. And I actually create my own rings from straight wire rather than buying them purchased already made. So
Oh wow,
the whole kit and caboodle, as it were. I have
take a look at this here.
A couple of other.
Ooh, I love this.
Chainmail.
I like the spiral.
Same style, but different size and different types of beads.
Let's see. Where are you? Let's see if we can make you big. Here we go.
And so this is the same basic pattern as the last necklace, but chunkier square beads, and so the necklace is a little bit bigger. And these are good for like Ren Fair type costuming because it's not real glitzy. It's more homey down.
Right. It's a little more period appropriate, right? Than, I don't know, whatever you would get on glitter.com or something. So, yeah. So now this was your website that we were this was your website that we were looking at. So if people want to order from you, then they can order from you via your regular website. And then do you also have a Facebook as well?
I have more pictures on my Facebook page. I don't
have your Facebook page pulled up, I don't think. Let's see. Now it looks like I've got, are you on Instagram or Twitter at Brenda Designs?
Aside from chainmail, I also do in a similar vein to what I'm wearing.
Let's see.
When it comes back, I'll show you another piece.
So we have gone a couple of minutes over, and I'm not sure if you're there or not. I don't want to hang up but without a chance to say goodbye. Brenda, are you doing the magic word today? That's cool. Brenda, are you doing the magic word today? I just am asking a couple of times because I
Yes.
don't know. Yes, you are. Okay.
Yes.
So for the
I don't have anything to show you because something
yeah,
else
no,
is
I have you pulled up on the
Yes.
screen. Yes, so for those watching at home, if you shop with Brenda within the next week and you enter the magic word, which is excellent, that's right, EGG, excellent, put that into the comments or in some other way, mention it to her so that she knows, and you will get a small bonus gift with your purchase. So she definitely, that is her bonanza.com/booths/designs by Brenda, all one word. And then also we have her on Facebook as well at Designs by Brenda. So you can find her in either of those two places. And Brenda, it is 4:38, so I must bid you adieu this afternoon. But I thank you so much for coming on the show. I see you still look kind of frozen to me. So I'm praying that you hear what I've said and don't think that I just hung up on you out of the blue. It makes me feel so bad. But I do have to bring our next guest in. So I hope you have a good Sunday afternoon. Thank you so much. Okay. That one was a little bit tumultuous there. So our next vendor is Marie's Maille, and I see you waiting. Hello.
Hey.
Uh-oh, is
Hello.
Brenda?
How are you, Princess
There we
Law?
go. I am doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good.
Is it sunny wherever you are?
The sun is setting. Actually, I'm in Connecticut, on the other side of the other side of the country.
Then yes, sun is going down. And now I hear some strange Don Henley song in my head. Can I undo that, please? Can I have a take back? Okay. So please introduce yourself, your business. Tell us where you're at. Well, you tell us where you're at, East Coast, kind of home fairs, whatnot, what you do, and let's hear it.
Okay. My name is Marie. I'm with Marie's Maille. I make also chainmail jewelry, but in addition to chainmail jewelry, I make things like inlays, dragons, coffins, a whole bunch of other stuff. You can.
What do you mean by inlay? What do you mean by inlay?
What I mean by inlay, it's combining lots and lots and lots of little rings to make little signs or designs. This is one that I just finished a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I had no idea I had no idea those were called inlays. I absolutely recognize,
That's the biggest one I've
there
done.
you
So
go. It's
Not
sort
exactly
of
around
piratey and sort of do not camp here.
yes, exactly. Exactly.
I guess what's the other guy, the little green guy that stickers and you used to put them on things that you aren't supposed to drink, like bleach, for example. Mr. Yuck that had like the two bones that went through him.
I remember that.
I mean, I guess maybe that will help though with the social distancing, right? Just hang this Jason pirate mask skull thing, and maybe people will give you wide berth, right?
Just drape it across your chest when you go out.
So it looks like you have a bunch of stuff back there behind you. Are you able to pull any of this forward and show us some of your work before we take a look at your shop?
Yeah. First, I can show you some of the things I'm wearing right now, which is my my first headdress. You can see.
Yes.
I'm wearing a rose quartz pen.
Yes.
And a wrist guard.
Oh, that thing's cool. I super like that.
And then from some of the stuff that I have back here, it's a necklace.
Holy, it's how That is so much because it's all so tightly interwoven.
Yeah, very small rings.
That must have taken forever to do.
It was a labor of love. It was my first original design. This one's also really tiny rings. It's a nice long gold-colored necklace that will go with anything.
And you can hang some cool stuff off of that too.
Oh, absolutely. And then
Like, you know what would go cool on that? Those like glass blowers. You know how they make those glass pendants that sort of look, they're kind of leaf shaped and they hook around on back, would go right onto that. So beautiful. Oh.
Or even something like this. This is a necklace with a tiger's eye pendant.
Ooh.
Tiger's eye.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I like the gold black. It looks like you have a gold black, you know, alternating colors there.
Yeah, trying to pick up the colors in the tiger's eye. So it's browns and blacks and golds.
So let's see here. Let's take a look at your store. I have it.
One of my dragons.
Ooh, that's. And can you turn it sideways a little so we can see it from the side as well? Oh, yeah. Does it go on your wrist or your? Oh,
it's mainly meant for design, but you can like wrap it around your wrist and walk around like he's a real pet.
That is super cute. That could go on your wrist, or say if you had a cloak, it could go from shoulder around the back to the other shoulder or something. That would be pretty cool.
That's great. Very cool.
Yeah, let's see. Let's pull up your tab here and take a look at some of this. So your Facebook here, this is where people can find you and order from you via Facebook, and it's they hit the little like button. Marie's.maille, Maille, and now is this your only web store?
At the moment, it is. I'm looking to get on Etsy, my own website, probably in the next month.
So
yeah, if you
these are
album, you'll
cool.
see.
Sorry, go ahead. Say that again, please.
Yeah, if you click on the album you just went by, the Oddities album, that's some of the more recent stuff I've done.
This one.
Yeah.
I will click on it. Clickety click, click, click. Now, Facebook has been ultra slow for a week, at least. So, well, I think it's just because everyone in the world is now all on Facebook, where all the time, whereas they aren't normally. So I think it's doing the thinky thing right now, because I feel like I just clicked this. I have my. I mean, it seems like it's doing something. It's giving me the notification at the bottom. Let's see. There we go. Oh, those are so cool. Sorry, I don't even know. Like, how did I skip past that bat and coffin to the? Of course, there's the dragon that you were showing us, right? Yep.
Here's the bat.
Yeah, that's super cool looking. And then this kind of looks like a piece. It looks like a piece of amber. That's they call it, creamy amber, maybe. I don't know for sure, but this is pretty.
It's actually jade. It's jade.
Oh.
It's carved into
a skull, you say?
Yes.
And so here's the bats in the coffin. I'm gonna expand this one for a second because it's super cute. I know one or two people that might like that. So is this a bracelet or a choker that kind of has these vampire fangs on it?
It's a 16-inch choker.
Choker, okay.
And then, like I said, this is the bat. He's decent size. He's not tiny.
Oh yeah, looks like he's almost, I don't know, maybe 10 inches wide, long, width.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking for.
Then these are some more coffins that I've made. The doors, the lid stands.
Oh my gosh, they open. Hold on, I'm gonna make you big instead of your Facebook page. I want you to do that again. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that again. So that's super cool. Like just tuck some things in there, you know, if you have a place that you want to hide things but you need to have them out and available. So we do that all the time when we have Fairy Hollow set up at festival or fair. Tons of little places where stuff is stashed away but within reach. So that's good. I like those. And those would be a cool business card holder.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
Occasionally I have okay ideas. I mean, it's not very often. I have to relish them when they happen. I think these little Ouija, there is a word for what those things on a Ouija board are called. They have a name and I cannot remember. I think it's up to the P, but I know this because I know this from Halloween last year, and somebody used that word, and I said, "What is that word?" And I said, "I didn't even know they had I shouldn't be surprised by that. There's, however many words in the English language, but they're so cute. Just in case you need to have a quick consulting while traveling, right? You have your hand.
You never know,
right? Oh man, I've stumbled across this random graveyard. What do I do? That's awesome. Okay, there we are. We're both back now. So your Facebook page is where people should shop with you. Now you're doing the magic word today as well, yes?
No, I'm not actually. I couldn't think
you're
of
not.
anything I could give away.
Oh dear.
But
well, I'm sorry.
I'll what I'll do. If people use the magic word, I'll give you 10% off. How's that?
Oh, that's a pretty good gift. So definitely. So yes, I guess use the magic word excellent. If you shop, if you shop with Marie's Maille for the next week, and 10% off will be your bonus surprise gift. Less of a surprise, but definitely a big bonus. So, and we are at 4:50, and so I am going to go ahead and bring our last vendor in. I will bid you a good evening and afternoon, and thank you so much for stopping by. And all of your information should be in the low bar and description, so people can find you that way as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Princess Lolly.
Absolutely, and thank you for being here. Have a good Sunday evening.
Bye.
Okay, 4:50. Wow, this hour went really fast. And so I'm bringing in our very last vendor. Woohoo! Oh, she's so beautiful. Hi, Fairy Elfie sister. We're all geared up together. Super cute. Okay. So welcome to the show, Jade. Your store is the NymphAdora, and I will get your information up here for you. So please, man, I love your outfit. I just want to pause and look at you for a minute because everything is so perfect, right? Yeah, I know, like all of you. I'm like, oh, your ears and your necklace and your headdress and your lipstick. You look fabulous. So please tell us. I know, right? That was the theme with, I think, vendor number 1 today. It was go big or go home with Danielle. That was so. I guess we're sticking with that. Oh, look, I have flowers stuck to me. Okay. Please tell us who you are, what your business is, and what you do.
Okay. My name is Jade Kelly Connaughton. I go by Jade or Kelly. My store is the NymphAdora. It actually had another name about a year or so ago, and I recently changed it just to make it a little easier to find and not as cumbersome in typing it in, and just kind of gave everything a new look. So mostly what I do is a lot of costumes and cosplay and accessories. So for instance, I made what I'm wearing right now. The whole costume piece here and the head dress here. And
I need that. The
if you
costume piece, I need that.
All of this is what I've created. So a lot of capes. I love making capes. I make them for adults and for kids. This is my child size for a little girl.
Aww.
And if you look, let's see if I can scoop the right direction. Here is my holiday Barbie gown for 1996 holiday Barbie. I started for the holiday Barbies about a few months ago because I was looking at my collection of the dolls. And I thought, why don't I give that a try and see if I can make that? So I have started about 3.5, 2004, 2003, and 96. And the next one is going to be 2006. However, all of my cosplaying costumes are on hold because I am making masks. Everything is on hold right now, and masks are number one, whether it's general public, but especially for healthcare workers. And on top of masks, also surgical caps and headbands with buttons, all to try to just help the public right now because it's a need and you can always get back to these. So that's been the main thing for the past couple of weeks, actually.
Well, I have a list that I've been compiling actually of all vendors, that any vendor that wants to be on it that happens to be making masks. And if you're not already on my list, I will add you to it. So I tend to share that every few days or so to remind people all these people are doing it and you can get masks here, and probably way cooler masks than you will ever find shopping, shopping the land of Amazon or whatever. Also probably more quickly delivered. So and I see too in the back there, I see you have a shield, it looks like, with a Triforce on it.
That is my shield. That is from my Link cosplay. His hat is up here and the costume is in the closet resting.
I know one or two folk that would appreciate that quite greatly, being fans themselves.
It is.
So let's
absolute favorite.
Yeah, I hear the music in my head, right? I see the really, I never have done the very modern versions of it, but I remember the super old Nintendo NES with the giant cartridges. I mean, those NES cartridges are basically now in the video game world the equivalent of an 8-track in the music world.
Oh my god.
But that's it's like I remember back in my day. Yeah. So I'm gonna pull up your store here really quick and we're gonna take a look at it together. Yay!
And I have to say, while we're on the subject of Zelda, my master is just over this direction. Somewhere.
Wait, your what is?
My master sword. He's right about there.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna make you big really quick. Show it again. Show it again. One more time.
There he is, right there. Master sword. You can see him in the corner.
I see it. I see it back there.
Yep.
Okay, so here we have now your store.
Yes.
There we go. Okay. I like it when we can see ourselves. So I am actually gonna take your banner down. I think that'll give us real quick your top banner, not your bottom ticker. Let's see. Now I want to make sure. Okay, good. So the NymphAdora, I like the look of your store. It's very pretty and starry. Hello, adorers. Here are some of your masks.
Yes.
I like this one here. So do you now these? Do you do them so that they have a filter thing, or
they do have an insert to put a filter of whatever your choice might be for a filter. So there's a pocket on the inside.
Look at you. Holy smokes, this holiday Barbie collection.
Yeah. The plan is to do the entire collection, including the big, poofy, tulle 80s giant.
Monstrosities that I happen to personally love. So, Okay, so what do you want me to click on to show? Would you like me to do the Barbie things? Would you like me to? I kind of want to see this elven coat, to be honest, but
Okay.
there are so many things here that I want to click on all of them. Which one should I choose?
The actually, you could click on the red dress.
This one, the Marie pirate gown.
Yes.
Okay.
It is actually in the
I did click
background
it. I did.
behind me, hanging up.
I'm trying to click it. Is it a link or just a picture?
Oh no, that's just a picture. The website is relatively new. It's only a couple of months old, so there's a few items transferred over to the store side. And then there's a blog that also has tracking of how I make these costumes, kind of behind the scenes, my little kitty cat helpers, and blurbs about Funfest, cosplay, all things costume wear. So
here we go. I tried to click on it, but nothing happened when I clicked on the picture, and I don't know if that's because I have a weird script blocker that's running. So I went to the shop area to see kind of what you had over here in your shop area, and so it's gonna take a minute to load on picture costume. Is it in the costumes here? The red one,
yes.
Who is it named after? Marie
Antoinette. So that similar style. No, this one isn't as
here it is
as hers with the crinoline underneath, but it's that style, but still with a pirate-esque kind of like in Pirates of the Caribbean. That's the look that Elizabeth wore, except just
So now, do you, out of curiosity, does this particular dress, the Marie dress, does that have room for panniers on the side there?
Yes.
So if you really wanted to get into it, woof.
Yes, it will be out here.
I mean, I actually don't have panniers. But I have the hoops. But I love the 1700s. I love the Marie Antoinette. It's basically my favorite era of clothing for both men and women. I don't know. That's my favorite. Some people like Victorian or whatever, but I sort of like the Antoinette. I'm going to look at the princess cape because obvious reasons. I have so many capes, actually. I love them.
I love capes. That one is the one I made for young girls. That's this one here. But I also have the maroon one, and I have a teal one that has fox fur on the trim. It's behind me over there. But for the most part, I use faux fur, just because that might be a preference for most people, which is fine.
Yep. I totally understand that. I know that a lot of times, though, you can, if you do some good costume or cosplay or whatever hunting at stores like the Goodwill, you can often find people that have either discarded those or maybe they came out of, some antique trunk at a rummage or an estate sale and then got donated, because I do have a couple of real fox fur stoles. And that's how I found them. I don't think I've ever bought anything fur like that that's brand new. Yeah, just found them at the thrift store, St. Vincent de Paul or something like that. This is cool. I like this clasp that is on this cloak. Now, what is that like?
So this particular coat was actually it was meant for an Into the Woods musical showcase. So it had to be that it has almost like a belt buckle kind of thing, two small little belt buckles. So it's secure enough, but it's flexible enough to where it's not constraining on the chest, because obviously she needed to move around, move the cape. And so it's lightweight and not super bulky like normal buckles would be.
Ooh, I see earrings here as well.
I do make some jewelry. I haven't made a lot in the recent year or so, but I do some usually for extra accessories for a particular costume, or just for fun, extra small gifts and things like that.
And then what is this ebook that I see here?
So
I clicked on it, but it didn't go there.
Oh, that's weird.
Uh-oh.
So I put together, because I had some people asking me questions like, what do you suggest I know if I'm going to start sewing? And so I decided to put together this little ebook of common terms and terminology that are good to know if you're a beginner sewer, or even if you've been sewing for a while, but maybe you just haven't heard all of these terms, or maybe use that particular technique. So just kind of broadening the terminology for people who like to sew.
Speaking of cat companions here, so now I have a question for you, if you don't mind my asking. When you make some of these amazing pieces that you do, man, I didn't even look at the elf coat, and I super wanted to look at that. Anyway, when you make some of the amazing pieces that you do you have patterns for those? And if not, how do you make a thing that you don't have a pattern for?
That's an awesome question. So sometimes I use patterns that are already pre-existing, and I will usually combine maybe 3 or 4 to create. For instance, this one was taken from, this came from its own, this came from its own, and the bottom came from its own. So I combined it to make what we see here. So a lot of times I will take from different places that are already pre-existing patterns. But like, for instance, the holiday gowns, those I referenced the pattern, but then created an entirely new one and sketched in where it needed to go. Okay, so on this pattern, it comes all the way up here, but I need it to stop there. So I would literally draw in and then resize to make the new complete new pattern. And then sometimes
does that happen on pattern paper?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not just like a sketch in a sketchbook, but you actually get the pattern paper, put the pattern on it, and then shape and sculpt it and to be the thing that you. I can sew books together. I can bind books, and then buttons are hard for me. So so I don't even know that vocabulary book would probably be good for me because sewing is not my strength. Of the many things that I can do, that is not one of them. Cooking and sewing are just right out. So yeah. So that's why I find it so interesting of just how does that process work, from kind of beginning, like this is my concept, to then something that you actually can put together. And so thank you for taking the time to answer that question.
Of course, yeah.
I'm really impressed with you must enter cosplay contests and everything.
Yeah, sometimes here and there, although this year everything's been canceled.
Yes.
So far.
Yes. And in today's news, the world is still canceled. So
Yeah.
okay, well, now if people want to shop with you, then your store, which is going there in the ticker bar below, that is where they can find you. Mm-hmm. And of course, all the information should be in the low bar on the YouTubes and the Facebooks. And do you also have oh, you also do have an Etsy shop as well, and Facebook, so they can follow and speak with you on Facebook. Do you take commissions?
Yes, I do custom orders and commissions.
That sounds amazing. I love that jacket you're wearing.
I would love to.
Okay. Now, are you, as our last vendor of the afternoon, you're also doing the magic word? Yes, no, yes. Okay. So magic word for those of you, one more time, watching from home, is excellent. And if you are to order within the next week something from the NymphAdora, aka Jade, and mention the magic word to her, or put it into your order comments at checkout, right? Like, you will get a special bonus surprise gift with your order. And as I learned very, very properly, amply from our one of our 2 resident jackalopes last night, it is always good to qualify such things with terms and conditions may apply. We had a virtual egg hunt. It was really fun, and some of us sponsored personal prizes. And she said, "Well, yes, but even though this is what I've said my prize is, I have to say terms and conditions may apply, just in case somebody wants to try to get squirrely and out of hand in claiming it." So, but yes, use the magic word. Please go shop, get awesome clothes for yourself, because basically now, I mean, what else are you going to do, right? And I hear it's becoming the trendy thing to actually put on your cosplays, I saw a news article on this about a couple that gets dressed up every single day in their Victorian / Edwardian outfits to go on their daily strolls.
Oh.
And I thought, I kind of want to do that.
My husband and I actually talked about gearing up in all of our leather armor and just going to the grocery store to get, our basic things for the week.
If nothing else, people will think you're really weird and they'll just stay 6 feet away on their own, right?
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, it's pretty easy sometimes to scare the normies. So, all right. I am going to let you go and bid you good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. And yes, and solidarity, right? That's what we do. That's our Elfie solidarity. Yeah. All right. Have a good evening.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay. Woo-wee. I can't even believe my voice has lasted this long. It is, I mean, I don't know what I sound like to you guys right now, but to myself, I sound like I've got the dusky reading voice that's going on or something, because yesterday, so much talking. By the way, yesterday was, in fact, our super awesome virtual egg hunt in the hedge. And I should, to put that in mundane terms for the lot of you out there, that was our LARP on Discord. So, and if anybody's ever interested in joining up with that, you can. But speaking about Handmade, home shopping, all of the links for everything should be in the low bar. If you want to find us on Facebook or YouTube or Discord or Twitter or everywhere else that we are, the links for that are there. And if you would like to find our vendors, you can find all of that in the low bar as well. And you can also go to our pages and then find vendors from there as well. So I try to be really thorough with putting all of that up there for everybody. Today's magic word, once again, is excellent, which I think actually might still be going there in my ticker that I have not taken off the screen. So thank you everybody for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the show. We're doing a shorter version of it today because it is the holiday. And so we're only doing 1 hour today, but I am so glad I saw so many people out there, and oh, my heart, thank you. So I will bid you all good evening, and have a delicious, tasty dinner if that's where you're going. I think I might go try to play my flute a little out in the sunlight as the last rays come in my door. So good night, everybody. We will see you on Wednesday for Fae News Network. Bye. Oops. Oops, that was the wrong button. Oh, I do that sometimes. Ah, yes, the big red button.